So this is an interesting one. This is a commission piece that I'm doing for somebody, and I've got a very limited palette to work on. So the only two colours that I've been given that need to be on there are green and purple. So this presents a few problems that I'll go into now. So just with them colours, normally what I do a very specific kind of scene or landscape and characters and stuff that would lend themselves to a green and purple colorway. But in this, I've been also given certain characters to do and all that kind of thing, so I didn't have that choice. So it's like, okay, what can I do with that? Now I could just blitz it green and purple, but then it doesn't look like it's not a very nice contrast. You see what I mean? If it's just green, purple, green, that's not very nice contrast. I've got to work it out very carefully. That, of course, is my job. So I'm not whinging. I'm just saying it has to be worked out. So what I've decided to do, I've used this as an exercise. So I thought, well, I'll tell you my thinking first of all. I thought, okay, so green, purple, maybe I'll work with a third colour. Put a third colour in there. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe an orange. Orange can go quite nicely. With pink, with a purple and a green. Maybe I'll do that. Stick a third colour in. I thought about it and I thought, I don't know if that's very satisfactory. I could still maybe do that a little tiny bit, but if I do, it'll just be a hint of that. So I want to work with a secondary light source, reflected light, something like that. Just a bit of something to add a bit of depth and all that, you know, a bit of variation, a bit of contrast. So I then thought, well, why don't I work in neutrals? That's the best bet. If you want to do, if you've got two very definite colours like green and purple, add a neutral, i.e. some form of grey, and that might work really well. Backdrop, characters, that sort of stuff. So I thought, yeah, okay. I'm going to work with flesh colours anyway, I think. Maybe. Well, I say that, maybe I won't. Okay, that's got me thinking. Anyway, neutrals. I thought, actually, what I could do is I could work with a reflected light. Now, some might say, well, you always work with reflected light. I don't always work with a reflected light, which is the same colour, though. Oh gosh, I'm not explaining this very well. So normally I work with a different colour secondary light that comes in from this side. I just like the aesthetic of that. I really like it. But this one I thought, I know, I'm going to try to do a different kind of reflected light on this one. If this is very confusing, you will see what I mean, hopefully. And it's about creating a sort of uniform colourway around this bit. We'll see if it works. It'll be all right, I think, no matter what. Otherwise I wouldn't do it on a commission piece, because I want, obviously, my commission pieces, I want them to be even better than my black book pieces if possible, because they're for paying customers, you know, and that's how you get customers coming back. So anyway, I'm gonna have a go, and what I might do is, I'll do some other bits or whatever, and then I'll slow it down and give you a bit of a walkthrough of what I'm trying to do with the light, so you can see what I mean, so it makes sense. Okay, let's get stuck in. Okay, so base fills are in. So now I need to do a bit of reflected light work to give it a bit of depth. So how am I going to do that? Let's have a look. Ooh, let's do it on this bit first. Let's do it on purple. So I'll show you what I mean. So instead of putting a different colour in, you can see I've done it all with the same colour. So instead of that, I'm going to try to, first of all, I need to darken this. So because I'm using the same colour, this is the same colour as I've laid down already, and I'm going to use this same colour to give the illusion of a bit of reflected light. I keep on saying this, I don't know if it's very clear. I'll do this, yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a blag, really. This is the beauty of alcohol markers. You can just lay down more pigment on the pigment you've already laid down, and it just comes up nice. You see that? Just get darker and darker shades. It will, you know, eventually you'll get to a point where it won't do it anymore. But look at that, it's all of the same pen that I've got those shades. The most important thing when you do that is when you lay your first layer down, you lay it down very quickly and you don't go back over it, because that will not work. It needs to be a very thin layer, your first layer. So you can see this, right? What I've done, I've left that side light. Gives you a nice contrast. Now what I'm going to do, this might be a bit of a mistake, I don't know, let's see. I'm going to put this colour in. Now this colour, it's a more pinky colour than I would like, but it does jam quite nicely still with this sort of lavendery colour. I think it is that. I think that colour actually is it lavender? Do I call it lavender? No, dark violet light they call this, and this is not quite the right colour to put with it, but it does still work quite nicely because you even get a little bit of contrast. You see what I mean? So the reflected light is the same colour. I know I keep saying it, but I'm emphasising the point. This is a much darker. This is like a sort of, what is this? It's so dark I can't even remember. Deep. What is that? Hang on. Okay, this is called a deep violet, and interestingly, this one is designed to be used with this lighter violet, but it's really, really dark. So I've used it down here on the shadows. As you can see, it's a bit too dark. It's okay, it works all right, but it's a little bit dark. Yeah, I want that as the defining line between the two different light sources and where they meet. In fact, if I run that up there, it's even firm. In fact, I'll run it right down there, and then I'll just do a bit more work in there. Make that a bit thicker, so there's more of a transition there. Light transition is a really big thing in art. You hear art teachers talk about it a lot. Transitioning between values, basically, because values denote light and the quality of light. And I'm just going to soften that a tiny bit on that side, because that is very heavy. There we go. Maybe a little bit there. There you go. There. I'm very happy with that, actually. I'm happy with that, how that's come out. You've probably seen me do these before, but there's no harm in watching me do them again. again, this is just laying the same colour down on itself to get a deeper shade. You just get some nice shadows in there. There we go. Drop another one in there. Okay, yeah. Cool. Now that will dry. And I'll drop another coat on. Actually, I'll just wait for it to dry a little bit more. It may not need another coat. Well, sorry, it may not need another coat after the next coat. But we'll see. Because it might. Now, I'll repeat the process of that on that. Slightly different because he's facing this way. So, it's a slightly different process for him. So if you think about where the light hits, there'll be that reflected light will hit all that front there. So that is where the transition will be. The light between the light coming this way and the light coming this way, that's where the transition hits, just there. You see that? There we go. And now, so he's further away, so I don't have to do as much work. Pop a bit in there, a little bit in there. Just work that in a little bit because it's not as nice a contrast on this one. There we go. Okay. Doesn't work quite as well over here, let's be honest, but it's all right. Could do with putting a few little tiny ridges in his roll neck. Okay, that should be an easy one. Famous last words. So that's the bottom. Right, need another colour on that one. That colour. Did I use a colour before? I used one already. Which one was it? Nicely. This is not finished, by the way. This will need pencil work on it. Just if you thought that I was just going to leave it like that, not a chance. Okay, so that's a bit close to the edge. That's, see, I've lost that light because that's bled through there, so I've lost that there. It's a bit of a pain, isn't it? I mean, it's fine. It'll look fine, but yeah, right. That's all right. It's remediable, thankfully. Got to go easy with this because this is really quite dark. To blend that in there. There you go. See how well they blend. Great markers for blending, right? Really good. So I've got the blend there. Yeah, nice. There we go. That remedies that overspill. I've done over there. There we go. Now that, again, that needs a bit more contrast. For me, it needs a bit more contrast. I'd need a bit more in there. But that's all right as a starting point. That's fine. Okay, good. So now you can see what I mean. I'm going to go and do these faces, obviously, and generally finish the whole piece in time lapse. So yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm all finished. So you can see what I mean now, can't you? It's a bit clearer. now that I've tried to stop explaining it. This face I'm particularly happy with. I really like this one. I don't often do iris, you know, full eyes, and I don't know why I don't, because they're so kind of expressive. I often do these. I mean, these sort of eyes are more sinister, I guess. That's why I do them so much. But these eyes are really expressive. It really changes stuff, doesn't it? Anyway, shadows work really well. You can see the shadowing. So can you see what I mean by the reflected light on this? The reflected light is pretty much, there are rules about reflected light actually, and I've broken them here. Because I think the reflected light is never supposed to be as light as the light over here. Your primary light, basically. But on this it is. Because I quite like the way I just like the way it dropped. So I thought, yeah, good. All right, I'll do it. Yeah, really pleased with that. Pleased with all this. Very nice. Yes. It works. I think it works nicely. I'm very pleased with it. I'm really happy with that, and I hope my client will be as well. He probably will be. And yeah, not much else to say really, other than that was quite enjoyable. I really enjoyed that. I've worked from my lunch hour as well, so my stomach is rumbling, which is what you can probably hear. Anyway, I check out there, tidy up, put all my pens away. Takes me as long to put my pens away as it does to do the piece of art. Anyway, that's it guys. See you again soon.